came on here to talk about something that I have been deeply observing about the condition of the world. A lot of people in the world are unfortunately under arrested development. Now, when I googled arrested development, it spoke about being psychologically underdeveloped, mentally, emotionally, due to trauma in either childhood or adolescent years. Now, childhood years and adolescent years are very important developmental years in a person's life, because they shape who that person is going to become in their adulthood. And as far as myself, I recall being also under arrested development in my lifetime. And once I realized that the reason why I was like held back or stuck in a certain position in my life was because of this arrested development. And the trauma that I've been through from, being psychologically abused, also physically abused, it didn't dawn on me. It didn't hit me until in my 20s. And I was just like, I've never addressed this. I've never talked about it. So I started to do some more digging and researching, and I even also took the avenue of going to therapy. That helped a whole lot. Just to be able to talk about the things that I experienced, how they affected me mentally, emotionally, and also holding myself accountable for how I processed those experiences was very liberating. Now, when I tell you, to be open and transparent with yourself first, it doesn't compare. Now, when you in denial, you don't want to look at the stuff. That is what's going to imprison you mentally and emotionally. And if you're imprisoned mentally and emotionally, you are simultaneously going to imprison yourself spiritually. And when you're imprisoned spiritually, you're going to also imprison yourself physically and financially, because it's all energy. Okay? So a lot of the foundation and basis of the human challenges and issues stems from the stagnant energy of our thoughts, our emotions, and then that manifests physically into dis-eases and disorders. Okay? Now, we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience, having a human experience. Okay? So we come from Source Creator. We're going to go back to Source Creator after all this is over with. This physical part, yeah. So being that that's the divine order, we should prioritize our lives as such, as in being connected, having a open, clear, direct, communicative, expressive relationship with Source Divine, Source Creator, God, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same, okay? Don't get caught up in the words and the names. So we should prioritize our lives like we're going to return back to Source. Okay, so we're here to learn, okay? Learn our spiritual lessons and to experience, blessings. Spiritual blessings as well as physical blessings. Now, what's the issue is so many of us are here and we want to experience the blessings without the lessons. Now, see, that's out of order. Okay, things don't operate like that. It might operate like that in this physical, temporary, illusionary experience. Okay, where you want to eat your dessert before your dinner, and you want to have all this junk food without eating your fruits and vegetables. See, it don't. The universe and divine source don't operate like that. Everything is done in order. Okay, so the immaturity that is running rampant on the planet is just is ridiculous. Now, my old soul self, okay, my old ancient self, I done this so many times. I feel like I can mentor and tutor some of y'all. Okay, and I don't say that arrogantly. I say that lovingly. Okay, because so many are behind. They don't even need to be behind. All you got to do is just open your mouth. That's all you got to do. Your vulnerability is what's going to free you. Your lack of vulnerability is what's imprisoning you. Okay? The more you lie and deceive yourself, okay, and you casting them spells, them offensive spells against yourself by how you're thinking and how you're feeling and what you are choosing to ignore on a daily basis, that's also going to manifest externally in your physical environment. So if you lying to yourself, you've been lying to yourself all your life. You've been on this planet however long, however many earthly years you is, okay? Because that don't really matter. What matters is your soul progressing, is your soul graduating, is your soul advancing and evolving and ascending, okay? Because your physical body biologically is going to grow, okay? But what is life if you're physically grown, but you're not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually grown? There's too many cheering on the planet, okay? It's stale, sour Similac in the air, okay? And it's stinking, okay? And it's making me uncomfortable. All jokes aside, no, but seriously, I mean that with love, sincerely. No, but it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see so many just great potential, but they're being held back and held up by their own self, by your own self. Okay, you keep lying to yourself. Okay, it's not helping you. It's doing more harm. I know from experience. I can't tell you nothing I don't know. Okay, when I realized that all I needed to do to get out of my rut in life that I was stuck in, all I needed to do was just talk about what bothered me and what I experienced so that I could process it, okay, and allow the alchemical process to take place of transmutation so that I can transform. I got to talking with the quickness, okay? Now, so many of us are open and vulnerable to the wrong people. Now, that's unfortunate, but That's a lesson in itself, okay? So in order for you to gain trust and to learn how to love again and be open and vulnerable again, you have to go through, opening up to the wrong people. A lot of people can manipulate you in that way too, and you have to be careful with that. But once you mature and your vibration rises to a mature level, and because once you keep it real about yourself, you're going to continue to keep it real with everything else you experience and go through. It's going to make your relationship with God, the creator, source, much better, because as real as God is, we have to be just as real. We have to reflect that energy back to source. And so the more real you are, the more free you are. Those who are bound up and held up and stuck and stagnant, that energy has to go somewhere. It has to flow. So you holding it in is doing more harm to yourself. Okay? Seriously. So all you have to do is open your mouth and talk to God. If you don't talk to nobody, talk to God first, because that's the relationship, the first relationship you need to have. And if nothing comes to mind right away, just sit quietly and something will. Gotta show you. Say, remember this? Remember when this happened? Remember what this person did to you? Remember what this person told you when you was this age on this day? Remember how they made you feel? You remember that? It's gonna start coming up. And when it comes up, let it happen. You might get emotional. Most likely you will. Whatever emotion come up, feel it. Allow yourself to feel it, and let it happen. Let it flow through you. It's important for your growth and your freedom. It's in your hands. So I encourage you all to heal. You have nothing to fear. Okay? You should run towards your healing. Run towards your vulnerability, because that is what's going to free you. Whoever told you not to talk about your emotions and not to talk about your feelings and your experiences, they lied to you. Okay? They want to keep you imprisoned. All right? So that they can control you, because you're being controlled by those painful memories. And so you're making yourself susceptible to be further controlled and lied to and deceived, because you're continuing to deceive and lie to yourself about what happened or didn't happen. Self-gaslighting and, all of that. Cut it out, okay? It's time to grow up. You're growing old, but you're not growing up. It's a difference, okay? Now go on now. I love you. I love all y'all. Be the most healed, highest version of yourself, okay? Take care.